So today we are going to discuss about transients, introduction to transient theory. So what are transients? Why transients usually occur? So obviously in any network or any circuit, we cannot expect all the circuits to be purely resistive. Okay. If there is presence of inductor and capacitor, so inductor and capacitor are basically energy storing elements. So if there are presence of inductor and capacitor, transience is natural. Transience is natural because we cannot expect a continuous supply of power or a continuous supply of voltage. Sometimes there will be switching on or switching off of voltage sources. So due to that, there will be sudden changes in voltages. Though because of those sudden changes in voltages or energy, definitely there might be some changes in the circuit elements also. So some elements will actually receive whatever the transient, how much ever the transient is there, how much ever the change is there, some elements can receive it, but some elements cannot receive because they are energy storing elements like L and C. So if there is L and C in your circuit, definitely they will oppose the sudden changes in the system. So if it is inductor, what it will do? It will oppose the sudden change in current passing through it. Okay. Okay. And if it is capacitor, it will oppose the sudden change in voltage across it. So these are the two basic things. And we can go with the first 2 points: introduction to transient theory. And transients in the system is because of energy storing elements, inductor and capacitor. Since energy is stored in the memory elements, memory means it can actually store the energy, that is also called memory elements. In the memory elements cannot change instantaneously. Okay, that is within no time there won't be any, or within no time or within zero time you cannot see any change in energy. So whatever the energy that is changed, it will oppose. Okay, so if it is L and C, oppose the sudden changes in system. I told you before, if it is L, it will oppose the sudden change in the current flowing through it. If it is a capacitor, it will oppose the sudden change in voltage across it. But there are some elements in the network. So there are resistors, let us say, but resistors will, what it will do, they are not memory elements, but they are memoryless elements. They cannot store energy. So that's why whatever the transient is there, it will directly take it. So in the same form. So if there is a step excitation, let us say, so at t is equal to 0, you will be, the step input will be jumping from 0 to 1. If it is a unit step, it will be jumping from 0 to 1. 0 to 1 it will be jumping, and in the same form resistor will take. So if I ask what is the current flowing through the resistor, if input given is unit step input, okay, so the same value, I mean same wave shape you might get. There might be some difference in the magnitude because of the resistance value. If the resistance value is 2 or 3, depending on that, there might be a reduction in current. Okay, yeah, current magnitude. Okay, so like that it happens. Now let's go for one circuit, and we will, now what we understand is the culprit here is L and C. Now we have to understand how this L and C behaves when the sudden switching is happening. So at the time instant the switching happened, how the L and C reacts after some very good time, like 5 time constants. Okay, so like like very good time, after a lot of time, after a long duration after the switch is on, how this L and C behaves. That means we will be treating, so when the switching happened, that state we will be treating it as initial state. When the switch is switching is happened and it continued for a long time, then that state we'll be calling it as final state or a steady state. At the steady state, how the LNC will behave before, I mean, like when the switching happened, how LNC will behave. These are the two things we will be discussing now. Okay. Now, so introduction to transient analysis. I will try to keep a heading. Introduction to transient analysis. Okay, so yeah, so obviously in order to study transients, definitely there must be some network. We'll be taking some network. Okay, or what we'll do is this is a network which is consisting of resistor, inductor, capacitor, voltage source, all these things. It is there. So don't think there is only one voltage source, but what we are doing is at some time instant, the network is connected to a voltage. Before that time instant, no voltage is connected. Okay, this is what my point. Okay, so this is called a switch. That means we are turning on and turning off the voltage source. Okay, so what I'm doing is the switch, let us say I'm turning on the switch at a time instant t is equal to 0. Okay, if that is happening, what are the status and how these elements, resistor, capacitor, inductor will behave is what we have to study, right? Yeah. So for that we will take, now this is time instant t is equal to 0. So before that time instant t is equal to 0, so we will assume that time cannot be negative, but time can be. Now in our analysis we will be taking time as negative. So what is the meaning of time is negative? Time cannot be negative. It is nothing but the past. If you are standing now present, we are treating it as t is equal to 0. Before that t is equal to 0, definitely we, okay, past is we will be taking it in minus, future we will be taking in plus. So that is the only difference. Okay, so we will just go for the time scale and we will try to analyze what will be the status of all the elements in case when the switch is on. At that instant, what happens? So when the switch is on for a long duration, what happens? Okay, so let us say this is time t is equal to 0. Time t is equal to 0. So the time instant just ahead of time t is equal to 0, I mean just after the time t is equal to 0 is called time instant, which is just after is called t is equal to 0 plus state. That means the time instant just after time t is equal to 0. And there is one more time instant. So this is just before the time instant, just before the switch is turned on. That is before t is equal to 0. That time we call it as t is equal to 0 minus. Now we have to understand what is my aim. My aim is to find what is the status of inductor and capacitor at time instant t is equal to 0 plus, at a time instant t is equal to 0 minus, at a time instant longer, I mean like after a long time. So we will better assume t as infinite, or you can also assume 5 time constant, the infinite time. So after 5 time constant, there will be little change in any circuit. So this 5 time constant can also be treated as a final state. We can also treat as a final state, or t is equal to infinite is better. Okay, so it won't create much confusion in our calculation. Now we will see. So our discussion is about inductor and capacitor. Okay, and this t is equal to 0 plus, so we will be calling it as initial state. Why it is initial? Because it is the state just after t is equal to 0. So that's why for the circuit it is called initial state. Initial state. Okay, and at t is equal to infinite, what we call it as a steady state. Steady state. Okay, and here this is after switch is turned on, but before switch is turned on, there will be some there are time instants, and here also we will define these time instants. So here t is equal to minus infinite, and this also will be, I mean, like before switch is on, what is the status? There will be, I mean, before switch is on also the network will be having some initial state and final state. I'm not saying network is not consisting of any voltage sources. I'm just saying there is some extra voltage source connected to the network. Then what will be the reaction of inductor and capacitor and resistor? I'm asking. That means before t is equal to 0 also there will be some one initial state and one final state. We'll be treating t is equal to 0 minus before the switch is on is steady state. We can call it as a steady state. Okay, SS. And here t is equal to minus infinite, we will be calling it as initial state. Initial state. So you are seeing two initial states and two final states, but we are more concerned about t is equal to 0 plus and t is equal to infinite and t is equal to 0 minus. Basically, we won't just consider, I mean, like that much we don't consider about t is equal to 0 minus. Now you understood, right? Now we have to say, so how the inductor and capacitor will behave in initial state and final state at t is equal to 0 minus, t is equal to 0 plus, and t is equal to infinite, we have to say. So for that, what we understand is what is inductor. Okay, so what we know is inductor can be represented as SL. Okay, in the S domain analysis, frequency domain analysis, obviously. Why? Because resistors are in ohms. Resistor is in ohm. So if you want to compare this resistance and the voltage across the resistance with the voltage across the inductor, so voltages, I mean, like inductor must also be converted into some ohms form. Okay, so inductor is not in ohms, it is in Henry. If you want to convert it into ohms, we will be just multiplying it with omega. So it is omega L. And actually the inductor is not having a zero phase difference between its voltage and current. So as there is having 90 degrees phase difference, so it will be j omega L. Okay, in the same way, if you want to replace the capacitor in, I mean, like if you want to convert it into ohms, so what we will do is we will multiply again it with omega, but it will be 1 by omega c, right? And as it is having a 90 degrees phase difference, you just keep it as j omega. And obviously, if your calculations is always with complex, always the calculations or analysis might become difficult. So that's why we will be going with the S domain analysis. Okay, so this is also frequency domain analysis. Okay, so we will also what we will do is we will try to replace this j omega with S. Okay, so S is equal to j omega. If that is the case, what happens? In case of inductor, it will be SL. In the case of capacitor, it will be 1 by SC. Okay, I think you understood. I'm not just dragging this more. So basically what we know is inductor can be represented as SL in frequency domain analysis, and capacitor we will represent it as 1 by SC. Okay, yeah. Now, so what we understand now, we only have the time domain analysis, but we don't know how this things, I mean, like the inductor and capacitor will react in frequency domain analysis. So if you know time, definitely you can get what is the frequency also. Okay, if time tends to infinity, frequency will be tending to I mean, if time tends to 0, the frequency will be tending to infinite, because what we know is time period t is equal to 1 by f. Okay, so you can also say omega is equal to 2 pi f, or you can also say 2 pi by t. So something like that you get. That means t is actually inversely proportional to omega. If t is tending to 0, omega will be tending to infinite, and vice versa. Okay, so that means we have time domain coefficients, that is we have times, but we don't have what is frequencies. So if we don't have frequencies, we cannot comment on the status of inductor or capacitor. See, so now you have t is equal to 0 plus. First we will be going with t is equal to 0 plus. It is better. Okay, if t is equal to 0 plus, what happens? T is equal to 0 plus. What happens to the inductor? Inductor 1 by omega. So t is equal to 0 plus, or 1 by omega is equal to 0 plus. As it is almost equal to 0, what we can say, omega must be tending to infinite. You cannot say in omega is equal to infinite. Always it should be tending. We don't know what is the value of infinite, but some large frequency value. When omega is tending to infinite, what happens to SL? S is equal to j omega. So, right, S will also be tending to infinite. And how the inductor will behave? SL, this is the reactance value. So the XL is infinite. The resistance value of XL is infinite, or reactance value of XL is infinite. So if it is infinite, what we can call it as, the inductor will be acting as a short, acting as a open circuit, will be acting as a open circuit initially. So initially, because what we got, the reactance is infinite, that means the resistance value is also, I mean, the impedance value is also infinite. We can treat this inductor as a open circuit because it is having an infinite resistance. So we treat inductor as open when time t is equal to 0 plus. When time t is equal to 0 plus. But what happens if time t is equal to infinite? Just tell me, this is the initial state. So inductor, we got it. What we got? We got inductor as, in the initial state, inductor will behave as open. Okay. And we have to also, in the initial state, how the capacitor will behave also, we should understand. So if inductor is open, definitely SL is infinite, 1 by SC will be 0, right? So that means capacitor will be behaving as a short circuit. So what we can understand is, so L is open and capacitor is short, because XL is equal to SL. C 1 by, I mean, like XC is equal to 1 by SC. So S is tending to 0, 1 by infinity, that is 0. Okay. Yeah, S is tending to infinite, 1 by infinite is 0. Okay. So that means C is behaving as a short circuit. So initially, how the inductor and capacitor will behave? L behaves as an open circuit and C behaves as a short circuit. So this we concluded. Now, in the same way, just to tell me what happens in the steady state. In the steady state, that is t is equal to infinite. So what happens when t is equal to infinite? So here we understood at t is equal to 0 plus L is equal to L is treated as open and L is treated as open. So this is the conclusion. And what is that? C is treated as a short. Now we will be going for one more, that is t is equal to infinite. We have to draw some line. We better draw it with some other color. Okay, now at t is equal to infinite or t tending to infinite, 1 by omega again it will be infinite. And what happens? Omega tends to 0, S tends to 0, and how this L and C behaves. If S is 0, SL will be 0 and 1 by SC will be infinite. That means, so the inductor here behaves as a short circuit because it is becoming 0. Behaves as a short circuit. And capacitor, how it will behave? It will behave, capacitor will behave as a open circuit. So that means capacitor finally opens at final state, capacitor opens and it will take the voltage. At final state, inductor will become short and it will take the maximum current. So that is about steady state and initial state. So inductor, how it will behave? It will become short. And how the capacitor will behave? It will become open. Okay, this is done. Now I think you understood. Now we should consider now what is this 0 minus. 0 minus is also a steady state. 0 minus is also a steady state. Okay, that means if the inductor and capacitor, why the inductor and capacitor will suddenly oppose? Because they are energy storing elements. So before the time t is equal to 0, before the switch is on, there might be some current flowing through the inductor and capacitor. So that current which is flowing before t is equal to 0 through inductor and current or voltage through inductor is called initial current. If we, in the case of voltage, in the case of capacitor, it is called initial voltage, because voltage is concerned, more concerned to capacitor. Inductor means current. Okay, so here at 0 minus, there will be some currents in inductor. So IL of 0 minus is nothing but the initial state. Okay, so our steady state value at t is equal to 0 minus. Okay, so and this before t is equal to 0, some current will be there, that is called IL of 0 minus. I'll give more clarification. And in case of voltage, it will be, in case of capacitor, it will be VC of 0 minus. This you got clear now. So what we know as from the previous video that I have shared in our channel, that inductor opposes the sudden change in current. Okay, inductor opposes the sudden change in current. So that means what it will do? So previously there is inductor at t is equal to 0 minus. That is t is equal to 0 minus, you have inductor and some current is flowing. Now at t is equal to 0 plus, what is the time difference between 0 minus and 0 plus? It is literally negligible. Negligible means very literally negligible, very less. Okay. So if it is very less, what happens? What I told, the inductor won't allow the sudden change in current. Inductor won't allow the sudden change in current. That means what will be the status of current through the inductor at 0 plus? It will be the same as the current at 0 minus. So IL of 0 plus is equal to IL of 0 minus. This is the most important conclusion, guys. So whatever, if you get IL of 0 minus, the same current will be there at IL of at 0 plus instant. Okay, so in the case of capacitor, what happens? VC of 0 plus is equal to VC of 0 minus. Now, okay, now as per your previous video, what we understand is, I will just try to like give some conclusions here, because 0 plus state is very, very important. So before giving some conclusions, we will go for the next page. I will try to draw in case of inductor. Okay, so this is inductor. So in case of inductor, let us say you have inductor something like this, and what we know is some initial current before time instant t is equal to 0 is flowing through the inductor L. Okay, so this is I naught, let us say some initial current before time instant t is equal to 0. So what we know, the same current will be have to flow even though switch is on. The same current has to flow in that inductor. So that is about the initial current concept. Okay, so this is about it. 1 second. Yeah. Now what we understand is, so this is V L. Okay, so if you want to get the inductor current IL, so this is the initial current, but it is not the inductor current. Inductor current, I am representing it with small IL because it might be changing. The I naught is actually some steady state value, let us say. So inductor current IL is equal to what it becomes. I will just go with the blue. So what is the formula for IL? IL is equal to IL is equal to 1 by L, 1 by L integral. So definite integrals you will have. So obviously, if you want to find the current, we know L di by dt is equal to VL. So we can also say IL is equal to 1 by L integral minus infinity to T VL dt. Okay, VL dt. But the thing is, minus infinity to 0 minus, it is called initial state. Okay, so you can say 1 by L integral minus infinity to 0 plus VL dt plus the same 1 by L, and 0 plus to 0 minus, there will be negligibly change. So that integration value is 0. Unless your voltage value is impulse response, impulse excitation, you won't get any finite value. So you need not to consider directly. I am considering it with, so this is not 0 plus, this is 0 minus, 0 minus. So it is 1 by L, and here I am just taking 0. If you even take 0 minus to 0 plus VL dt plus 1 by L 0 plus to T VL dt, nothing happens. So why? Because so this value will be becoming 0. What we know, within no time there won't be any change in current. So this will be 0. Unless this VL is impulse excitation, you won't get finite value. That is clear, right? Now you got IL. You got IL, right? So what we consider, this thing, this whole thing is nothing but the initial current on the inductor. So you can treat this thing as I naught. Okay. So finally, what you got? What is the equation you got? This is IL is equal to I naught. I mean, like it is the current flowing through the inductor will actually depend on the initial current on the inductor also. I naught plus what? Plus the same thing. It is 1 by L 0 plus to T VL dt. And this I naught is nothing but IL of 0 minus. So whatever we are talking IL of 0 minus, that is nothing but this I naught. Okay. Or you can also call it as IL of 0 plus. So here what we understand is what is the equation you got is finally IL is equal to I naught plus 1 by L integral 0 plus to T VL dt. This is the equation you got. So finally what you can write, these are the currents. You can say this is a KCL, right? So if you just try to redraw this circuit, so how you redraw? I'll try to draw it somewhere here. So not required, right? Okay. I think this is fine. It is taking a lot of space. I'm just rubbing it. So what we understand is 1 by L 0 plus to T VL dt is equal to I naught plus 1 by L 0 plus to T VL dt is equal to IL. So this is about the current. This is actually after switch is turned on or turn off. Some switching is happened after that. That is the current. So in that case, definitely this will be not the circuit. You have to just try to change because there is one more. Instead of this current I naught, you got one more term. So we have to also keep that one and try to represent in the circuit. So if you try to represent in the circuit, it is nothing but the KCL. So IL is actually entering at one node and there must be some division happening. That is one constant current I naught, that is current source you can represent. And the second one is nothing but the inductor current. Okay. So how you represent is this can be represented with one inductor. So obviously in the inductor, definitely it will be 1 by L integral VL dt. That is fine. That is inductor current. But there is one more extra current that is nothing but a current source. And current source is actually going away from the node. So this IL is entering and I naught is actually going away from the node. So if it is going away from the node, what happens? The direction you must give in something like this. So how you are representing the whole thing, it with the current source. It is a current source and the current is actually entering. This is a total current IL. So at T is equal to 0 plus, and this will be the normal inductor current. Okay. And this is the same voltage VL, you can say. So something like that we can represent. So this is nothing but I naught. Now what we know at T is equal to 0 plus, if you just try to simplify the circuit, at T is equal to 0 plus, how the inductor will be treated? Inductor is nothing but open. We'll be treating inductor as open circuit. So what will be remaining? What will be remaining? Only I naught, the initial current will only be remaining, but nothing is remaining. At T is equal to 0 plus only, not after the time instant. I mean, like as time passes, definitely the current through the inductor will come into the picture. But at the time instant T is equal to 0, definitely L will be open. L will be open and you will be only left with one current source. Okay, you will be only left with one current source. Now, but what happens in case of some time constant? There will be some combination, but we want our concern, our problem is to find what will be the current and how will be the circuit at time instant t is equal to 0. So what we understand is, if this is open, you will be only left with the current source, that is initial current source. Initial current what is flowing at t is equal to 0 minus the same current will be flowing. Only you will be having one current source. So that's why what we can conclude here is, so we can replace, so this is very, very important point, guys. We can actually replace, so at t is equal to 0 plus, we can replace inductor with a current source, L with current source of magnitude IL of 0 minus current source of magnitude IL of 0 minus, or you can say I naught, simple. This can be treated as I naught. Okay, some I naught, that is initial current, initial. Okay, and what we can do with, in the case of capacitor, replace capacitor C with voltage source of magnitude V naught, or VC of 0 minus, of magnitude V naught or VC of 0 minus. So in the case of capacitor also, we will just try to analyze, and we will finish it off the theory, I mean like basic understanding of the transients. Yeah, in case of capacitor, how it will be there. So obviously in the case of capacitor, so current is actually a factor. Capacitor. So in the case of capacitor, current is actually a factor. One second. So here in the case of capacitor, current is the actual factor. So what we know, C dV by dt is equal to IC, or you can say voltage across the capacitor is equal to 1 by C integral IC dt. Okay. So, but what we know is, in the case of capacitor, the initial voltage will be in the form of some voltage, capital V naught. So this is VC plus minus VC, and some current, let us say IC is flowing. So what we know, C dVC by dt is equal to IC, or you can also write VC is equal to what? VC is equal to 1 by C integral minus infinity to t VC, not IC, not VC, IC, that IC is actually a function of time, IC dt. Okay, so this is about VC, right? Now, what happens? So 1 by C integral minus infinity to t. So how you will write 1 by C? This is minus infinity to 0 minus IC dt plus, so 0 minus or 0 plus we will take, because 0 minus to 0 plus is nothing but 0, except if the current value is infinite. So directly I'm taking 0 plus to t IC dt, and what is the value? And this is 1 by C here. So what is the value? This is nothing but so initial value V naught. So you can also write it as V naught plus 1 by C integral 0 plus to T IC dt. Okay, so IC dt. This is about the capacitor, right? Next. This is about the capacitor. Now, if you look at the waveform, VC, we are looking as V naught plus some voltage across the capacitor. So this is the capacitor component and this is the initial component. So how you will represent it is just plus, and as it is voltage, we have to keep the initial voltage source in series. So previously that is current. That's why you will be getting KCL, right? Here it is voltage. That's why you have to write KVL. So how you represent after T is equal to 0? So this will be the circuit. You have to represent it with a voltage source and it is positive only, positive negative V naught, and there will be a capacitor. So this initial charge on the capacitor, we have divided it into two parts and kept it as a separate source. And this capacitor is not having an initial charge. So already we have taken it out and kept compensated. Okay. So that means this is VC plus minus VC, V naught, and C. Okay. This is just the C, right? So now at T is equal to 0 plus, how the circuit will behave? How capacitor will behave? Capacitor will behave as a open circuit or short circuit. It will behave as a short circuit. If it is a short circuit, how at T is equal to 0 time instant, how actually the capacitor will can be replaced? It can be replaced with directly a voltage source, yes or no? Because we can short it. We can short it and we can directly show it as a voltage source. That's why we will replace here C with a voltage source of magnitude V naught. V naught is nothing but the initial value at 0 minus. So here I naught is nothing but the initial current value across the inductor. Okay, so this is about the introduction of transient analysis. Okay, so now yeah, now we understood what is initial state, final state, and now we will see. So in the case of transient, I mean, like suddenly we have turned on the switch. Now where we have understood what is the initial state and final state, but we don't know what will be the waveform. But in case of resistor, let us say, if you just go for resistor, if there is a suddenly step excitation given at T is equal to 0 time instant. Okay. So unit step excitation given. So depending on the resistor value, now if it is a resistance value and there is some unit step excitation like this. Okay. So this is 2 ohms and this is unit step means magnitude will be 1 and it is starting at T is equal to 0. So I'm not giving any delay or something like that. So in that case, what happens to the current? Just tell me. So voltage is changed suddenly. What happens? What will be the resistance value? IR. So IR is actually suddenly taking that transient and it will directly show. So how the voltage is varying, the resistance will also vary the same way. I mean, like the current through the resistance will also vary the same way, but the magnitude might be different. Here you see, as it is unit step response, so you will be getting 1 after T is equal to 0, right? So that means what happens to IR? It will be magnitude 1 divided by 2, it is 0.5. So here, if this is the voltage value, this is voltage across the resistor suddenly changed, but what happens to the current? there will be some reduced magnitude, 1 by 2 it will be there. But look at the shape of the current is having a exact shape. How the voltage shape is there, exactly the same shape will be there for current also. So except the magnitude, everything is same. That is the case, that is in case of resistor. That's why the resistance will actually take the transients as it is. But inductor or capacitor, it won't take. What it will do? So now let us say, I will just take, in the case of, in place of resistor, you just take inductor. Same step excitation I'm giving. Unit step. Okay. In place of resistor, I'm taking inductor. So here, so what we know? So inductor, initially it will be open circuit and finally it becomes a short circuit. So maximum current will be flowing through the short circuit at that point. Or you can just keep some resistor, because directly if you keep inductor, you will get some other problem. So I don't want to explain it now. Yeah. So I'm just keeping a resistor in series. So then no problem you will get. So what will be the final state? Finally, the inductor will be short circuit and it is actually looking like a resistive circuit previously, whatever it is there. So IL of 0, IL of infinite, it will be 1 by 2. So, and what is IL of 0 plus? So inductor will behave as an open circuit initially. So IL of 0 plus is equal to 0. This is 0 and this is 1 by 2. Okay. And what is the shape? So will the shape will be exactly the same as the voltage source, voltage shape? The step excitation, how it is there, the same response will also be step, or some other shape you will get. So definitely we don't know. That's why we have to calculate what is the, we have to actually derive, or we have to find out what is the equation or what is the wave shape of inductor current. IL of t we have to find. So for every time instant, what will be the value we have to find. Okay. So it is 0 and it is slowly, I mean, like how it changes is, so here the final state, what is the final state you got? Final state we got it as 0.5. Final state is 0.5. So it is starting at 0. So it will go till slowly it will go and it will be going in the exponential fashion. Okay. So this is how it will be going. Okay. Chalo. So in the case of inductor, it will go exponentially and it reach final state like that. In case of capacitor, what happens? We have to see. For that only, we should find what is the, for at every time instant, we have to find the equation. Okay. So at the every time instant, we have to find the, okay, if you have equation, then you will know it. Okay. So we have to find this, the waveform from 0 to t is equal to 0 to infinite. Okay. So we know what is the IL value at t is equal to infinite. We know what is the value of IL at t is equal to 0. But we don't know how the waveform is going, whether it is rising, whether it is falling, all these things we will be knowing with only when we find the equation. Okay. Yeah. So how to get this equation? So if it is a first order system, so what is this first order, second order system? I will tell you later. I think if you know differential equations, you know what is a first order or second order system. So if it is a first order system, we can actually apply a formula to get this. So I'm just generalizing it. That is x of t is equal to x of infinite plus x of 0 plus minus x of infinite into e power minus t by tau. Okay, so here the tau is actually the time constant. So time constant, tau is actually a time constant. In case of RL circuits, what is the time constant? It is L by RL circuits. The time constant tau is equal to L by R. Okay, or L equivalent divided by R equivalent. So, but in case of RC circuits, time constant tau is equal to R equivalent into C equivalent. That's it. Okay, so something like that we will be taking. That is the time constant. X of t is equal to x of infinite plus x of 0 minus x of infinite bracket in brackets into e power minus t by tau. You understood what is this tau, right? Yeah. So now we will do some problems and we will try to find what is this x of t, what is this x of infinite, what is this x of 0 plus, all these things we will be doing. Okay, chalo, we will try to do a problem. So this is the question. So what is the question? Now look at the question. Question is having a resistive network, resistance and inductor. Okay, this is RL circuit, and you are having a switch and you are having 24 volt voltage battery. Okay, so this is the circuit, and here you are also seeing a switch. The switch is actually in on position for a long time, and after that we are opening the switch at t is equal to 0. So switch is actually closed for a long time and it is opened at t is equal to 0. That is, the time instant before time t is equal to 0 is treated as close, switch close, and after time is equal to 0, we will be treating the switch as open. Okay, so after that, I mean, suddenly we are actually closing, suddenly we are actually opening that switch. So what happens? I mean, how the voltage or current through the resistors and inductor will change. What is the behavior of inductor and resistors, voltages and currents is what we have to find. Now, what is the question? Look at that. There you are seeing determine. What you have to find is determine IL of 0, V of 0. Here the V is actually across 40 ohm resistor. So after the time instant, after the switch is opened, what will be the voltage across 40 ohms we have to find, and we have to also find what is the current through the inductor, for the time instant from 0 to infinite. T is greater than or equal to 0. That means what we can say, 0 less than t less than infinite. So this is the time instant we are actually finding this I inductor current. Okay, yeah. So this is about it. Next, now we will try to find what is the IL. I mean, like, first we will do the analysis for t is equal to 0 minus, because so t is equal to 0 minus is the basis for t is equal to 0 plus, because whatever the current flowing through the inductor at 0 minus will be the same current flowing through the inductor at 0 plus. So first we will analyze for t is equal to 0 minus. So first case 1, or at t is equal to 0 minus. So here, as we are only having one energy storing element, that is inductor. So inductor, it should be treated as a short circuit, because at 0 minus, what we call, this is a At 0 minus, what we are calling, this is a steady state. So here we are calling t is equal to 0 minus as steady state. That means at steady state, how the inductor will behave? Inductor will behave as a short, inductor short, and capacitor will be open. So as you are having only inductor, don't worry about the capacitor. So here, now look. So inductor, whatever the inductor it is there, we have to replace that inductor with a short circuit. Once it is replaced with the short circuit, how it is showing? At t is equal to 0 minus, still the switch is in the on state only. Only at t is equal to 0, it is becoming off. That is, it is turning off. We are taking the switch, right? So that means it is in the off state, on state only, the switch. Now try to draw. What is the circuit? Circuit will be of a resistor, and there is a switch in the on state. That means directly you are connecting a voltage source across it. Even the voltage source is to the side or in the middle, the voltage across the two resistors will be same only. Why it will be same? Because we are making the inductor as a short circuit. If the inductor is made short circuit, so how this two resistors are looking? Two resistors are directly connected across the voltage source. Yes or no? So here it is 40 and here it is 10. Okay, and these two resistors are connected across the two terminals A and B. A and B, and this is 24 volt. If it is 24 volt, what happens to the now what we want? What is the current? IL current, and the time instant is 0 minus. So you can treat it as IL of 0 minus. So it is flowing through the inductor. That means this branch, what is the current flowing through this branch? We should find. What is the current flowing? It is directly across the 24 volt voltage source. So IL of 0 minus is equal to 24 divided by 10. So how much? 2.4. We will also find what is the voltage across 40 ohm. What is the voltage across the 40 ohm? Voltage across the 40 ohm is nothing but 24 volt, because you see this voltage we have to find V, and this voltage and the resistance is directly connected across the 24 volt voltage source. That means V is also the same, or you can also find it like this. In order to find voltage, we have defined the polarities, go from positive to negative. Okay, so this method of finding voltage, you can find it in KVL video. You can just go through the videos in the YouTube channel. Okay, so this is voltage is equal to how much? V is again 24 volt. If you are going from positive to negative, you are getting V of 0 minus is equal to 24 volt. So you got both. Now what we can what we understand from this, as it is transient, at t is equal to 0, the switch is turning off. If the switch is turning off also, what we understand is the current through the inductor won't be changing, because within no time there won't be any change in energy of the inductor. So what we can assume is IL of 0 plus is equal to IL of 0 minus, what is that, is equal to 2.4 ohms, 2.4 amps. Okay, so we got first one. So what is the second one? Second one, V of 0 plus, we have to actually what we know is, so only in the case of inductors, current we have to take, capacitor voltage we have to take, but resistor I did not tell. So V of 0 plus here, in order to find V of 0 plus, it is not equal to V of 0 minus, because resistor will accept the transients. So whatever the sudden changes are there, it will accept the transient and it will give out the voltage. So the whatever the voltage that is there at t is equal to 0 minus, it doesn't mind for resistance. Okay, now we will analyze it for t is equal to 0 plus. At t is equal to 0 plus, what happens? at t is equal to 0 plus, that is the time instant which is just after, okay, just after time t is equal to 0, or the just after the switch is opened. So here what we know is inductor will be behaving initially. How the inductor will be behaving? Inductor has to behave as a open circuit. Yes, it has to behave as an open circuit, but the inductor is having a initial current. What is the initial current you got? That is 2.4 amps. Yes or no? So if it is 2.4 amps, what we know, the inductor previously it is this way, but now the inductor must be replaced with the inductor and a parallel current source, and it should be going in the same direction. So this is how we will be replacing. If this is how we are replacing, or open circuiting it, you are having a current source. Yes or no? So this is initial value I naught, and there will be some current. This is the total current, and some current will be flowing. But at t is equal to 0 plus, there will be no current flowing through the inductor. As we have actually compensated the initial current here. So I explained it before. Okay, so initial current will be there, but what we will do is we will replace this inductor. We will replace this inductor with an open circuit. Okay, yeah. Now try to replace this with the open circuit, and finally you will only see a current source. Now we will look at the circuit. What will be the circuit? It will be the circuit. This is the circuit, and there is switch in the open circuit, but there is a voltage source somewhere here. But this voltage source won't impact the voltage across resistances. And here you are having an inductor, and you have to replace this with inductor parallel with a current source. But the thing is, in initial condition, the inductor will be at t is equal to 0 plus, right? Inductor will be open circuit, but there is a current source. Initial current source is there. Initial current is there that we have to compensate. Yeah, this is called I naught, or you can replace directly with IL of 0 plus what you got, that is nothing but IL of 0 minus, that is equal to 2.4. So that means it is, the circuit is still on. Okay, so what we understand is the circuit is still on only. So there is one perfect loop is there. You cannot write a loop equation when there is a current source, but the thing is we don't require a loop equation to find what is voltage across the resistance 40 ohm resistor. So what is the 40 ohm resistor voltage? This is 10. And what is the current flowing? This is 2.4. That means how the direction of current is flowing, just look. So this is the direction of current. Okay, so these two are the tails. You can remove or keep it like that only. So this will only go this way because it cannot go through the voltage source. Why it cannot go? Because there is an open circuit here. So don't consider the voltage source, even though it is of very high value, we should not consider because there is an open circuit. This is the current direction. Current won't be going here. So whatever the current flowing is 0. So the whole current will be going through the resistor only. And the direction of current, look at the current direction. This is current direction and 2.4. If that is the case, if you look at the current direction and resistance, if you have resistance something like this, current is flowing like this, default polarities will be positive, negative. Default polarities will be positive, negative. And here default polarities, what you get is positive, down positive, and up negative. And what will be the voltage? Voltage will be V default is equal to 40 into 2.4. 40 into 2.4. But what we want is having different polarities. Default polarities is minus plus. But what we want is plus and minus. Okay, so that means V is equal to minus of V default. That is equal to how much you get? 2.4, 24 into 4, 96. That is that much, right? 9.6, 96. It is minus 96 volts. And this voltage V is nothing but V of 0 plus. This is V of 0 plus. So V of 0 plus is nothing but minus 96 volt. I think you got it. Okay. So here, so in case of resistor, we proved. So it doesn't depend on, I mean, like V of 0 minus what you got. V of 0 minus is 24. But V of 0 plus what you got, it is minus 96. V of 0 plus is minus 96. So we have proved that V of 0 minus is not equal to V of 0 plus. So in case of resistor, it won't happen. Only in case of inductor and capacitor only it will happen. That also in case of inductor, that is for current. Okay. So in case of capacitor, it is for voltage. Yes. Now we have to find what is I of t. So what is the third question? This is also we got. This one we got. This one we got. We did not get what is IL of t. What is this IL of t? Third one. So what is the generalized formula? X of t is equal to x of infinite plus x of 0 plus minus x of infinite into e power minus t by tau. So for this case, first and foremost, we got x of infinite. What is this x of infinite also we have to find. X of infinite is nothing but the steady state, not the 0 minus, but at t is equal to infinite, what happens? What is the t of t is equal to infinite? At t is equal to infinite, so the inductor will again be short circuited. After the switch is opened, we have to see a final, I mean, after a long time, after the switch is open, we have to check. So this is L is equal to short. L is equal to short. Once L is equal to short, what happens? L is equal to short, right? Now try to draw the circuit, and you are having a circuit which is having a resistor and again resistor and again. So here you don't have any initial current, because initial current or initial energy what is there at t is equal to 0 plus will be completely dissipated, and finally it becomes again short. Again it will become short. So if it becomes short, so the resistor will be there, something like that, and here you don't have anything, so it is an open circuit. So even though the voltage is there, but it is an open circuit. Okay, and there is again resistor, and there is a short circuit. Here you don't have any initial current, because the initial current is only for what? At t is equal to 0 plus instant only we will take initial current. Otherwise we won't be taking any initial current. Okay. Yeah. So this is what is this resistor? This is 10, and this is 40, and this is 24, but it is of no use. And what we want is current flowing through the inductor, short circuited inductor at t is equal to infinite. We want IL. So this is IL of, we want to get IL of infinite. So as there is no voltage source in the path, so even though there is a voltage source, it is open circuit, so there is no use of this voltage source. So this is either it may be 24 or 2400. There is no use because there is an open circuit. Okay, so there is no source in this circuit, so that means IL of infinite will be 0. That's it. If there is no source, what from where you will get current? So IL of infinite is 0. So this also we got it. IL of 0 plus you got it. So one more thing, what we have to get is what is the time constant. Time constant, how you will find? So finally, at t is equal to infinite, what is the circuit we have to see? Just look at the circuit at t is equal to infinite. Okay, t is equal to infinite. There is no voltage source, but there is a resistance. And again, there is a resistance. So even though there is an open circuit, don't consider it. Okay, and there is an inductor, something like that. Okay, so in order to calculate time constant in case of RL circuits is L equivalent divided by R equivalent. So in order to find R equivalent, first we have to open this inductor. So how you find time constant is we have to try and look from the equivalent L. Okay, so as here you are having only one inductor, try to divide it. So if you are able to divide it vertically, okay, so if you just open it and look through the terminals, so if you just open the inductor and you will be having two terminals, we have to look through the terminals. So this is the, okay, if you are opening, this is A and B, this is 10, this is 40, and look through the terminals, you will be getting R equivalent. Okay, once you get R equivalent, you just replace the whole circuit with R equivalent. And from the same terminals, if you look to the right side, you will be getting L equivalent. So L equivalent is nothing but only one inductor is there. You just keep it L. R equivalent is the combination, series combination of 10 and 40. So you got it. So what is the tau here now? Tau is equal to what is L? What is the L value I gave? L is 5 Henry. L is 5 Henry. Just keep it. L equivalent is 5. And what is R equivalent? It is 50. So how much you are getting? 1 by 10, that is 0.1 seconds. Or you can keep it directly, keep it as 1 by 10. It is better because while doing calculations, you won't be feeling bad. It is 1 by L equivalent. L is 5 and Henry, and it is not in millihenry, it is in Henry, and this is in 50 ohms. So directly we can write it as 1 by 10. Okay, 1 by 10 seconds. So you got the time period. Now directly substitute the whole values what you got in this equation. So here I have generalized it in with some function x, but now I will have to write. So in the place of x, we will be writing what is IL of t. IL of t is nothing but IL of infinite plus IL of 0 plus minus IL of infinite into e power minus t by tau. Okay, so that's it. So what is IL of infinite? What you got? IL of 0 plus is 2.4. IL of infinite is equal to 0. Tau is equal to 1 by 10 seconds. So just try to substitute all these things. You will be getting IL of t. And after that, we will be trying to plot it. So IL of infinite is 0. IL of 0 plus is 2.4. That means 2.4 into e power minus t by tau. Tau is anyway 1 by 10. So you will get 10t. You'll be getting 2.4 into e power minus 10t. So this is what the IL of t. This is what IL of t. So at t is equal to infinite, what you get? IL of infinite is equal to 0, right? At t is equal to 0, what you are getting? You are having some value that is 2.4. So it will be starting at 2.4 and it will be going to 0. So what will be the waveform? So at t is equal to 0 plus, you are having a value of 2.4. And as it is exponentially decreasing, because if it is 1, it will be 1 value. But 1, it is not 1. It is starting with 2.4 because if you just replace t with 0, e power 0 is 1. So at t is equal to 0, it is 2.4. But at t is equal to infinite or in the final state, you will again get something like this. Okay. So like that you get. This is time and this is final state. Tau is equal to 5 time constants here. T is equal to 5 time constant. That also we can treat it as a final state. Okay, so this is what IL you can say, and this is T is equal to 0. So this is how you get the equation. Okay, exponentially reducing e power minus t. How you write the same way? Okay, so this is how we will be writing, and you can also find what is V of t waveform. You can also find that. Okay, so this is about transients, basics of transients and basic problems I have covered. So I will take one more session which I will derive. The next session I will derive all the source free circuits. Okay, so for RL source free circuit, RC source free circuit, RLC source free circuits. So all these things I will be deriving. So for that, you should be very, very good at differential equations and Laplace transformations. Okay. Yeah. So thank you.